this is AP Fitness, and this is my special guest, Miss Jayne Ortiz.
Hello, hello, good morning. Thank you for having me.
I am super excited to have you. This is like, I've been waiting all morning. I've been like antsy about it. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. So, how is your morning going?
It's going really good. Actually, I slept in a little this morning, and that felt great. Even just like an extra half hour, 45 minutes of sleep, like does amazing things for me. But yeah, so far so good. I've been working all morning. I'm like on my second cup of coffee, so I'm ready to go, girl.
Oh, dear, I feel that. Hell yeah. So, I definitely got a lot of sleep. Oh, we're gonna go in and get started.
Okay.
Jane, how about you tell us about yourself? Just a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so my name is Jayne Ortiz. I am based out of Phoenix, Arizona. I've lived here since I was a kid, like early 90s. I have two daughters. And For work, I am a mortgage loan officer. I've been in this industry for a very long time. I think since like 2007, 2008, I think. And I love my job. I love what I do. It's my passion. And yeah, I mean, what do you want to know, girl? Ask away. Ask the questions.
What got you into being a mortgage loan officer? That's what I'm curious about.
So it's crazy because well, I was in the army. I joined right out of high school, and when I left the military, I wanted I wanted a government job. Like I wanted to do like some type of law enforcement, whether it was like customs, something like in the immigration field to transition into immigration law, which was what I really wanted to do. But in the interim of like filling out applications and getting into all the training schedule and all that, I needed a job, right? I needed a job. So my
Yep.
friend, her dad owned a really small mortgage broker shop, and needed like an assistant, like an office assistant at that time, like faxes, answering phones, receptionist, whatever you want to call it. Um, and I never freaking left, girl. I never left. I ended up staying, and then ended up loving mortgages and loving math. Who knew? Yeah, and I stayed, and now I'm a loan officer. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so wild. So from okay, I know you're military, but to want to be immigration officer to that's so crazy. That's awesome.
I know.
That's a big like transition.
Huge, huge. So, I want to say that that wasn't meant for me, that career path wasn't meant for me. Although it was something that was near to my heart, but now, I'm in mortgages, so
Oh my gosh, I love that. I think that just goes to show like a lot of times when we set our mind to what we think, another door opens and we realize we're capable of so much more. This
uh-huh.
like showed you like, okay, I have more talents that I can put to use. I love math now, you know? That's awesome. Wow.
I love calculators. That's what I love.
You love calculators. From being an officer to loving calculators. But that's just amazing because it goes to show like don't ever just like settle for what you think you're amazing at, if even though you are, because we're capable of so much more in different growth.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So let's get started with some questions,
Alrighty,
Miss
I'm
Jane.
ready. I'm ready.
So how do you juggle being a mortgage loan officer, a mom, and trying to stay fit?
Girl, you know, I thought about this, and some weeks are like really, really great, really fantastic weeks. I'm on top of everything, my schedule, everything's just aligning. And some weeks are not, like they're bad. They're the worst. I can't keep up with whatever's on my plate. But I think I'm successful in being able to juggle all those things is because I really do have like a strong support group. I don't feel that I'm doing it alone. My oldest daughter is 17. So, she's graduating high school next week. She drives, she's very independent, and she helps out so much with even like small things that, you know, as a mom, you have a checklist of everything you have to do, errands you have to run, picking up this, dry cleaning, groceries, so she really has stepped in as my business has been gotten busier. So I do depend on her quite a bit. And I also have like my parents are close by. I have friends that are close by. So if I'm ever really in a bind or need anything so that I can juggle all these things, I I'm not alone. I do have a really strong support group. Yeah.
That's so awesome. And that's always so good to have like family near, right?
Yeah.
My child's running around.
And I
But
love
it's
it
always,
because that's how it is. That's how it is, you know?
it is. And I think it's funny how, and this, I'm such a big firm believer of this. Like at first when we're young, we're like, no, we need to get away from mom and dad. We need to get away from family. You know, we're gonna raise our own family. But at the same time, like when you become much more grown and the kids are growing, you realize how important it is to have that connection with your family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you start to appreciate it more now that like I'm sure you having a teenage daughter and a younger daughter like have learned to appreciate that so much more.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. It makes such a huge difference too because, even if I need to step out or if I want to hit the gym like early in the morning, my oldest daughter is here and I can go to the gym for an hour and know that they're okay. It's not like they're babies, you know. If they were babies, the answer to my question would be a lot different.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah,
That's your kids are self-sufficient now.
right.
So it's like it's a whole other ball game,
It is. It is.
really. So tell me what strategies do you use to stay like consistent with your fitness while trying to manage this business and the demands of motherhood?
Yeah, that one's a tough one because, I think it all really comes down to like knowing how to manage your time. I think if you can get down time management, you really can you can do a lot in a day, making sure you have the discipline to schedule like and keeping a solid schedule and making sure you stick to it, because otherwise you're going to run out of time. You're not going to be able to do the things that you need to do during the day. Something's going to suffer, whether it's business, whether it's fitness.
Mhm.
So for me it's time management. I wake up very early in the morning to get a good workout in. I have to. I don't have time in the afternoon. Or maybe I will have time, but it's not going to be an effective workout because I'm going to be so tired from the day, So managing my time and making sure I stick to a schedule is key, like 100%.
I guess like one of the things people don't realize is how important time management is. They really don't. I've been super consistent with my time management for quite a few years now.
Oh,
It's been my saving grace.
yeah. Yeah.
It's important. And it's like, okay, well, I can knock out a workout early morning, get the kids ready, go to work, because at the evening time, you got to get kids from school, you got to feed them. And it's like, by the time you have that time, you're not going to want to work out super late
Yeah.
and be up late. You like,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's so important. So, how has being a mother influenced your approach to health and fitness and with your business?
Um, so, I don't think, or I can't say that being a mother has really influenced my business, because I feel like it's two separate Janes. And I don't know if anyone can relate to it, but you know, you and I have had these conversations in the past. Like when I'm at work, I'm a pit bull, I'm a bulldog, I'm a beast. I am like on turbo mode, and but when I'm a mom, I kind of switch it up. Even though sometimes I can be a little drill sergeant-y. My daughter's like, "You're such a drill sergeant," um, but I feel like those are two separate things. But definitely, being a mom has influenced my fitness lifestyle, because I really try to make my daughters a part of my fitness, whether because I have a home gym, so both of my daughters work out with me or have worked out with me, and it's a way for us to bond, and stay fit, and we make it fun. We put on a cute outfit. We'll have like the music that they want to listen to, and we make it fun. But I think in involving my children in my fitness journey, it's changed it a lot for me. Absolutely.
I love that because I don't think people realize how important it is, like, to have that type of bond with your kids. I mean, we bond with them in so many other ways, but when it comes to health and fitness, it is a whole other level of bond, right?
Mhm.
And I totally get that. Like the bulldog pit bull Jade, like that's how I am with my officer job.
Uh-huh.
You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Or
Yeah.
that's how I am as a first responder. That's how I am as a coach. Like
Yeah.
boom, 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 drill
Yeah.
sergeant. Whereas a mom, that's a whole other level. That's just a different level of momming. But there are times, yeah, okay, here comes Drill Sergeant Andy,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and you mom them. But it's definitely different. I do separate, I think it's acclimating your personality to each. Because, for example, like, and I'm sure you deal with this like with people that you work with, clients, is some clients you can have a specific personality with and some you cannot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Yeah.
how I am with my clients. There's some I'm drill sergeant, and that is how they are effective that
Mhm.
way.
Yeah.
There's some I have to be a little more soft,
Right.
and they're effective that way. And like I don't know about you, and I have a feeling you're like this. Is like you need people to like push you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You have to be hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
No sugarcoating, soft approach. Like you tell me where I'm fucking up.
Yeah. And
What can I do better?
exactly, exactly. Yeah. And my job is like so like high pressure. There's deadlines. It's a high stress. So I do like that I can kind of switch it up. So when it's time to, go work out with the girls or whatever, I'm now I'm mom. Now I can okay, now I can there's cuddles and I can be soft. Yeah. And my girls are so like girly girl. Like they're so like sensitive and feminine. And not that I'm not that, but it's a good balance for me.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
It's refreshing. So now tell me, what's your secret to finding time for self-care? And I know we've talked about this, like amid the chaos of work and parenting, what do you do for yourself? And what is self-care for you? And how do you find that time?
Um, that's a really good question. I think for me, I view self-care maybe a little different as what like the trendy self-care is, which is getting your hair done, getting your nails done, massage, spending money, clothes, things like that. Well, I love all of those things, don't get me wrong. But for me, just because I don't have a lot of time for myself, when I do have time for myself, I take myself out on dates. I go out and I have a really nice fancy steak dinner by myself. I also do enjoy, getting up really early, having my cup of coffee, relaxing, listening to my music. Not that it's like classical music at 8 in the morning. Sometimes it's like some gangster rap shit, but it's the things that I like to do. And I do like to pamper myself, but sometimes I don't prioritize I guess the physical and more on things that feed my soul, I guess.
Right.
And also, so the situation I have with my daughter, so their dad is very present. I'm not like a full single mom. And I don't like to say I'm a single mom because their dad is present
Yeah.
and we have like 50-50. So when they are with their dad and I have those weeks to myself, I take advantage, I'll watch movies by myself, or I'll uh, rearrange my closet, or I just do things for me that make me feel good by myself. And to me, that's like the self-care. So I do take advantage of the time that they're not here with me to do those things for myself.
See, I love that you view it that way because as you stated, like I guess like the commercialized point of self-care is I know a lot of women like, oh, I'm taking a bubble bath. This is self-care. And I got my nails done.
Uh-huh.
Which, yeah, I got my nails done. But you know what? The last time I had these babies done was last July. I finally did. But I view self-care differently. To me, it's more about the soul and the mind, right?
Same.
I think
Yeah.
that is the first thing you need to take care of. Bubble baths are nice, sure. Spa day is nice. Nails, eyelashes, that's nice. But if you don't work on the inner self-care, it's like
Yeah.
these can be nice, but I'm gonna be feeling like shit and be a bitch. Do I
Yeah.
really want that?
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
No, agreed. Yeah. Agreed. Agreed.
I mean, as adults, I think that's one thing that we both learned, and I can tell with you too. And after talking to you numerous times, this is why I fucking just love you so much. Is like that mental. You know, we know to do that inner work. We know the demons and the fight and how important it is. If it means having your cup of coffee and that calm, whew,
hmm
like reading a book. Like
hmm
I like to go to the park by myself and sometimes just park and read my book under a tree. I like to touch trees. Like that's something somebody's gonna learn about me. But like I like to just be on the grass
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my soul. And then reading a good book, oh my soul.
Uh-huh.
And to me, that is the most important self-care is inner,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, I agree
But
too.
hey, spoil yourself with nails and eyelashes when you get a
I
chance.
need to, girl. I need to, man. Like, I'm like, I hope she doesn't ask to see my toes because it's been a minute.
I want to see your toes. And that's crazy because I actually had not had a pedicure and everything was done in July last year. July.
Oh,
And then I
wow.
was doing the officer job in August. And
Yeah.
you know, being officer, military, first responder, you
Uh-huh.
cannot have nails.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
then
they're
being a runner,
beautiful, but yeah, yeah.
and then being a runner, there's no point in me getting my toes done. Those things are going to be falling off.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
No
yes.
point. But I probably did, but
Yeah,
I like the inner work.
I do. I like them both, but for me, the inner is more important, because and you know what?
Absolutely.
You glow differently when your soul, when you're just in a good place, like you glow.
You do.
Yeah.
You don't even need to have this. This is just like an added cherry on top. You know what I
Accessory. It's
mean?
an accessory.
That's right. There you go. I like it. So now tell me, how do you set positive example for your children when it comes to health and discipline?
Okay, so I'm gonna be so honest. Okay, so positive. I do my very, very best, but I am also a very busy person. I have a lot going on all the time, and I do not set the best example when it comes to nutrition with my children. I'm gonna be honest, all right, world. I mean, and everyone that is close to me knows this, so it's about time the world knew it too. And it's not that I feed my children, McDonald's, Jack in the Box. We don't survive off of that, but we do eat out quite a bit. And my girls are bougie girls, that they like sushi, they like pho, they like steak dinners. So when we do go out to eat, which is something that we do that. That's what we like to do. We like to get dressed up, we go out and we eat. And it's not the best, it's not the best example. But it's something that I'm working on. I work on it every day to try to be better with diet and nutrition because it's so important. It's so important. So I'm getting better at that. I think the example I'm giving is to spend money on eating. I think that's not a good example.
Spend money on all the sushi and steaks and pho.
Exactly. But as far as the fitness, um, you know, I think I'm doing a really good job with that. I think they see the consistency. They see mom, even though she maybe not didn't have a full night's rest, is still getting up very early in the morning to work out. And they see that I'm strong. They see that mom, is a little bit older, but she can still keep up. She's still, um, I look great, so I think that is a good example for them as well. And they see mom doing it and they want to do it too. They want to do it too.
I love that because I feel like I think too often I think as parents we get so hard on ourselves like, "Oh my God, I served my kid damn frozen chicken nuggets or something." It's not gonna kill them. I mean, we all do it. I mean, I'll be honest, like my daughter, yes, she hates fast food. I do too. Me personally, I do. But I do like to go out to eat, and if I'm gonna eat, it's gonna be something good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And my daughter likes to cook. I mean, that kid, full blown, like she's insane. She makes pho. She makes sushi.
Oh
Like,
my
who is
God,
she?
send her to my house, Andy.
She's insane. She makes steak, and I'm like, who are you? You know? But then my son, that's where he's a boy. He's a boy. He loves the frozen pizzas. He loves all these things, and
Yeah.
I try my hardest to incorporate. So with him, it's kind of like a mix and match. Like, okay, he just got home from school. Here's some pizza.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I'll cook something and he'll eat it. He's very specific, but now he's growing. It's not as hard. Because now he's just like hungry. I feel like I'm being a football team
Yeah.
because he's 14. And I'm like, dude, you
Yeah.
just ate two
What
dinners.
does your
You're still
grocery bill
hungry?
look like?
It's insane. The kid had 4 sandwiches the other night. 4 snacks. I was like, well, at least they're sandwiches. There's nothing like not bad about them. It was like turkey, whole grain bread. Like
Yeah,
I was proud, but
yeah,
4?
I know. I can imagine. I can imagine.
Like,
Yeah,
oh, you
it
weren't
is.
even
It
high
is a
school
struggle.
yet.
Yeah, it is. It is a struggle for me. It's something that I it's just I'm not strong in that area as far as like being the mom that can cook and cooks great healthy meals for her kids. Some maybe once a week that might happen if we're lucky. But
Hmm.
you know, it is what it is, girl. Like that's how it works in our household.
See, and I've got, and now, and I'll be honest, I'm a meal prepper, yeah. And that's what I'll do for me and the kids. I have meal preps through the week, and there's sometimes my son does like it. There are times he doesn't, sticks with whatever he wants to eat, but my daughter does. She'll pack meal prep every morning for lunch.
Oh wow.
But now it's been like a little harder because I haven't been able to really like cook. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this is so hard.
Uh-huh.
But I meal prep just little portions now. It's not even throughout the week, but I do try to do that. And I mean, my son's he likes school lunch. Like that's what I deal with. Like if the kids are night and day, I just look at you like school
Oh
lunch.
my
Well, at
God.
least you're eating.
Yeah. It's so
I
bad.
I'm not complaining. He's
Yeah.
eating.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's gross, but it's somewhat healthy, At least they're getting a fruit and milk or something, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
Um,
and sometimes I I do feel bad about it, but then I'm like I don't want to like beat myself up over it because it's a special thing that I have with my kids. It's our
right.
thing. We have our spots that we go to. We know the people that work there. It's a special thing that we do together, eating out. So it's okay.
I love that
Yeah.
because that's actually because my son likes to eat out. He's the kid that likes to eat out a few times a week. And of course, Maddie, it's like once a month. But with
She's cooking
him,
them steaks.
I know. That's what he and I do. We have the same thing. That's
Yeah.
our thing. He and I go to lunch or dinner together, and I love it.
That's
Like
so cute. I love that
go
too.
to a pizza joint or something,
Yeah.
and I take advantage of it because like he's eating and I'm
Yeah.
enjoying this with my boy and this is
Yeah.
his thing and it's a
Yep.
good bonding
It
experience.
is. It is because we're gonna blink and they'll be gone.
So remind me.
I know. I know. I know. My daughter graduates next week and I cannot hold it together. I am so emotional. Yeah, I know. I know.
You're making me cry for you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard. So your daughter graduates and I would die right now even thinking about that. I'm emotional over this because I have the fifth grade graduation.
Oh,
It's fifth grade. I can't even imagine
yeah,
senior year.
I know.
I've been crying a lot.
Yeah, it is. I'm so proud of her. I'm so incredibly proud of her, but I can't, she was in kindergarten yesterday. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. Oh my God. So tell me, now, how have you found staying fit helps you handle pressures? Because I know, business girl, I know you are go, go, go. And then motherhood, that's go, go, go. That's like a full-time job no matter what.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. It's a really good question, and I think um, being fit and staying fit and really making fitness a lifestyle and part of my life and my everyday routine, because I need energy. Like I cannot run out of juice at 2 o'clock. I cannot run out of juice at 5 p.m. on a
Mhm.
Friday at the end of the month. Like I just can't do it. I have to be, I have to be strong. And focused, laser focused, because my job is so attention to detail and making sure things don't get you know, put it on the back burner. There's so much remembering, constant texting. My brain needs to be at 100%. So I need, and it's everything. It's being fit, making sure I get my full sleep. Sleep. I've not recently, but I've always tried to always get a full night's sleep. I don't struggle with sleeping, but sleep is so important. I cannot be groggy, girl. I need people are counting on me. People, shit, this needs to get done. I can't be like, oh,
Uh-huh.
I got 2 hours of sleep or whatever. No. So I cannot execute and I cannot be the killer that I am at my job because I'm a killer girl, um, without being strong mentally but physically, because I go a long, I have long days. I have long days. I work weekends. I work all the time. So yeah.
Oh my gosh. Go, go, go. I love that. I love that because I mean, I've heard people say like when I was working out like super early morning, like consistent and going hard. How the heck do you do that before you go to work? And like, do you not understand? Like, I need to I
Hmm.
need to set the momentum for my day.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like someone's going to not be happy because a fist is going to come. You know,
Yeah.
like, and
Yeah.
then your brain, like people don't realize. I think like the moment you wake up,
Yes.
drink water, exercise, get that body moving, helps your brain function more.
1,000,000%. And I've tested that theory. I've tested
Yes.
that, yeah, it's so true, and there's a misconception because people think I have a desk job, so I'm just sitting down all day, but I'm not just sitting down with my thumb up my ass. Like I am critically thinking all day
Yes.
long, So yeah, I think if I wasn't in shape and I wasn't fit, I probably wouldn't I wouldn't be so successful. Like I wouldn't. Like I know it.
I love that. And the proof is in the pudding. Like I see how you're flourishing, girl. I see. I see. But no, it's true. And then I see, your posts first thing in the morning, like early morning, you get your workout in, and then damn, like rest of the day, holy cow, this woman's on fire.
Yeah.
And it is. It's true. Like you're gonna function not only like your body's gonna be strong and you're gonna feel great about that.
Uh-huh.
That's the thing. You're setting off these endorphins and you're like, oh yeah, I put my body to this. I'm getting some gains or I'm making progress or I'm leaning out. Whatever it may be, you put your body through work that your body's thanking you and makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Then you know like I can handle the rest.
Exactly.
And I love that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what daily habits keep you energized?
Daily
Like focus
habits.
throughout the day,
Lots of
or
these.
how much coffee do you drink?
They're all fully caffeinated, man, like 24/7. No, I'm joking, but I think so because I'm sitting down most of the day. I also try to so I work primarily from home, but I also do have like an office not too far from my home. So I whenever I have like appointments and I meet clients, I do go back and forth, which helps because I'm like not just sitting at home. But I get up. If I didn't make myself get up, I would sit in this freaking chair 8, 9, 10 hours a day, which we all know is just it's you can't like your back starts to hurt, your head starts to hurt, you forget to drink your water, you forget to eat, you don't go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
So forcing myself to get up, go outside, run errands, maybe throw in some chores. I'll get a quick little pump. I have a home gym downstairs. I'll get a quick
I
little
love that.
pump in, you know. So I need to get up and get some steps in or do some sort of physical. Otherwise, because my job it doesn't end. It doesn't stop. So I force myself to get up and go be active.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I that's funny you say that because like I well before I got into my school officer job and so forth and my coaching business, I was full blown desk, 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 constantly. And I would always get up and go up and down the stairs and like have breaks, which helped me. And today or yesterday, I was on the computer for hours, hours. And I was talking to somebody that's really close to me about that today. And they're like, "Well, that's your problem because you didn't get up and go to.
Yeah.
That's why you were getting frustrated and exhausted. Like you need to get up and have some movement or go do something." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, I'll do that today."
Uh-huh.
And I mean, that works. It does. And I had forgotten that. And it's so important too. Like you can't just, your mind needs a mental break too,
Yeah.
whatever it may be.
Hmm. Yeah, and like during the summer months, so here in Arizona, it gets very, very hot. We're
Oh
already
my
in the
gosh.
triple digits. And I also, so I did this a lot last summer. I have a pool. So yeah, I would get in my pool. And then during like the summer when my girls are here, yeah, I would like, you know what? I'm gonna disconnect for like an hour. Let's get in the pool, let's hang out, and so that I did that a lot last summer and Game changer, girl.
Oh,
Game changer. Yeah, because it's just refreshing. And I'm like, okay, I was stressed out about something. Now I'm not. All right, now I'm ready to go. Let's get back into it.
go. You're you're in the triple digits.
Yeah.
What?
See.
Stop.
Yeah. Yeah. We were last weekend, we were at like 102. Yeah.
And I was complaining last Saturday when I was up in northern Colorado. It was 84 degrees.
Girl, please don't. I love you so much.
I,
I don't want to be angry with you right now. Do not say that. That is like perfect weather for me. And
what?
yeah, and we okay, so like July, August, we will get to like 120, like in the 120 range, and we will stay in the triple digits until like after Halloween, girl.
Oh my God.
I know. Muy
Here,
caliente. But I love it here.
dude, I'm here like, oh, 70's perfect degree weather. I love 70. And then I go up north, it's 84 degrees. Like, oh my God, it's scorching hot and I'm dying and I'm sweating. And I'm like, what is this?
You're like super sunblock and you have like the bright brim hats and you're
Oh, look at how dark my arm is from driving compared to this one. That's how hot it was. And it's nowhere near your hot.
perfect weather for us. Like that really is like perfect weather.
Wild. Oh my God. So tell me, what advice would you give others that are working moms and so forth, trying to prioritize their business, staying fit and healthy, and just staying on top of that?
Oh man, I could probably give like pages and pages and pages of advice, but I think so back to my, the first question that you asked, if you have like a tribe, if you have a support like group and you have a circle, use them, like really use them, because you cannot do it by yourself. There's no fucking way that, and it might look like I do everything by myself, or I have all, because that's what you see on social media, but use your support group. If you have someone that says, oh, like if you ever need anything, fucking call that favor, and I think that really does make a difference. Not everyone has that or is fortunate enough to have that, and if you don't, then you really just make do with what you have and use your time wisely. Use your time wisely. Get your rest. And you have to make time for yourself, even if it means waking your ass up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do the things that you need to do for yourself. Like, you really just have to show up for yourself, because everything else will suffer. Everything else you'll end up neglecting yourself in the long run. But yeah, that would be, I think, the use your support group, call on your tribe. I would, in my I'm very naive sometimes, and I feel like everyone has that. But if you do, use them, use your peeps, and just really make time for yourself. You got to take care of you first, because if you don't take care of you, and I know it's very cliche and everyone says it in a different way, but if you don't show up for yourself, you cannot show up in any other aspect of your life, whether it's your business or, or your family, or, whatever else you have going on, your relationships and all that.
That's what I love about you is that you recognize that it's not, oh, I'm woman, I'm gonna do it all by myself. I'm so independent. You are aware. You don't let that ego take over. That you have a tribe. You have people you could call on,
Yeah.
and you're self-aware enough to know that you can do that. And I love that because nowadays, I don't know about you, but I don't like that. I'm an independent bitch. I don't need no man concept, or I don't need anybody, or the feminist movement. Like, I'm just not like, I feel like, no, if you have a tribe, you have people, set that freaking ego aside,
Yeah.
because you cannot grow by yourself. You can grow, but to excel, you do need your tribe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know we're both part of the JWX community, and one thing that I love that Jake has been saying a lot, which is it rings so true, is don't be a lone wolf.
Yeah.
Like, people say, I'm a lone wolf. Like, no, you have a tribe.
Yeah.
Your tribe, you grow together as a pack.
Yeah.
You're gonna grow.
Yeah.
And I love that you set your ego aside and you recognize that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
No,
freaking amazing. That's inspiring.
you know, and I know how strong I am, and I know of the things that I am capable of doing. And I can do a lot of shit. I am capable of so many things, but I am a human being. I'm a regular person, and there's a lot of things that I know I cannot do, right? But I do view myself, yes, I'm independent because I have to be. It wasn't
Yeah.
a choice. It was, I had to be, not to get too much into my personal life, but I was divorced from my girl's dad, and I had to do these things, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I can manage a household. I own my own home. I can do all these things. Girl, I can't fucking screw a freaking nail on the wall. I can't do any of that shit. I can't change a tire. I don't know how to check
Yep.
my oil. Something breaks. I don't know how to fucking fix it. And
Yep.
I'm not just saying like traditional like gender roles or anything, but
Right.
I do need help. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think even men do, um, and not that I view myself as like, I don't need anybody. No, no, no. Fuck that. Yes, I do. I do.
Yes.
Sorry for all the F bombs, but I really do, and sometimes it's not only the physical things, friend. It's not always just like the things that I'm not physically able to do. Sometimes I just need like a friend, or I need like
Mhm.
emotional support, or I need to cry or vent. And yeah, that boss, independent bitch or whatever, it's like, I don't need anybody, and you're just gonna hold it in and just be like miserable because you can't. No, no, I don't. I think it's unhealthy. For me, it doesn't work for me. I very much need help all the
I
time.
love that. I love that. That's growth. Girl, that is true growth when you're able to say that. Because I don't know about you, like when I was first divorced, it's been over 6 years. I don't need anybody because, I had to become independent and do everything myself.
Yeah.
Like, here's my ass hauling a bunk bed up my apartment stairs by myself.
Oh hell no.
I was that person. No, I'm going to do it by myself. But then, after really, really working on myself, working on that inner, working on my mental, there's things I do need help with.
Yeah, I
You
was gonna
know?
say, how'd that work out for you? No.
I'm like, I don't know how to fix things. And it's not the gender role thing, it's even the guidance. And this is something I am not afraid to admit, and I'm gonna fucking say it on here. Okay, running a business. Hey, I actually need male guidance and advice when it comes to doing so. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I'm not afraid to admit that. There's a lot of women that are like, no, I don't need a man. I don't want their advice, or just really stuck in that independent. No, no, no. I need the male guidance.
Yeah,
Like, I'm just saying, I do.
yeah,
I do
or
need
not,
that.
maybe not guidance. Maybe sometimes perspective. Maybe their
Right.
perspective, that's important.
I think that's absolutely important because whether we like it or not, Jane, like, yes, I'm very independent. I am very self-sufficient. I am. But whether we like to admit it or not, males are the higher dominant. You know what I mean? Whether I like to admit it or not. And so it's like I do trust that perspective, that guidance if they're successful and so
Yeah,
forth. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's not going to be just any male.
right.
Like our leadership of JWX, I love them. My best friend, love him. Like, like my brother, there's times I'm like, hey, like right now, he just gave me a book that I'm excited to read about leadership. Like, oh, okay, let's go. Like, there's shit like that I need.
Yeah,
That guidance, that perspective. And I'm not afraid to admit that.
right.
And there's times where I'm like, hey, my tire's flat. um,
Yeah.
I'm stranded,
Yeah. No, and I'm
and
really
it's
grateful for
okay.
that community too. And not just like your friendship, and there's other women that I've connected with, but there's some
Right.
men and that I've also like have bonded with and have friendships with within our JWX community, that it's such a powerful group, and the impact that
Yeah.
we have on each other, because we're also everyone's so different. Everyone has,
Yeah.
even though we're very similar, because a lot, we all have that same goal, but we
Yeah.
come from just different backgrounds. So some of the male friendships that I've kind of cultivated and that I've made within JWX, and that's what it is. They give me such a different perspective, and I love them. And there's a few that I'm a little closer with, but
Yep.
it is, and it's all positive, and it's all they're men, they're masculine, strong, healthy men. And
Right.
I think that's what women like us need. And not that it's
Exactly.
in a romantic relation, in a
No,
romantic
not
way,
in romantic,
like
but
support.
it's needed. And like that's how I feel like even outside of JWS, it's important to me. Like I know and I'm self-aware enough, like, okay, yes, I'm independent, I'm self-sufficient, I make my own income, I do all this, I'm raising my kids. I am not raising them by myself. Like you, my ex-husband has them half the time,
Yeah.
right? And he's very involved. He's there. He is involved. I mean, he does work a lot, and so their stepmom helps. Like she'll watch them while he's working and so forth. And we co-parent great. And that's great and all, but like, I handle everything on my own, right? But I am self-aware, like, there's things I do need help with.
Yeah.
I need that guidance. I need that
Yeah.
perspective.
And you have a
Like,
son, you have a son, which is
yep,
very important.
absolutely.
Sons need their fathers. I have two girls, but you have a son, so it's so important that his dad is in his life.
Right. And so that's like something I'm working through is like, my son is so much like his father. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but like, I just, he I don't know how to explain it. My son is just so sweet. Like my ex-husband and I didn't work out. We're just too opposite. But like they're just so much like they're just very introverted. And just like, it's just so interesting to me. And then my daughter's extroverted, but like with my son, it's helping me. Like there's times like even though half the time they're with me, I have to have that moment where I step into masculine or reach out and ask for advice from a male role model
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
hey, so this is what's going on. Like, how do I go about this?
yeah,
Or I
yeah.
called their dad up, embarrassing with things I've told their dad. Hey, Hayden did this, and I advised for him to do this. Should I have not done that?
Right.
Oh my God. It was an embarrassing thing. Because, my son's 14,
Yeah.
and I had a conversation about puberty with my ex-husband with about our
Oh
son.
shit.
I'm like, okay, you handle it from here. I don't do this. You handle it. So he took over. I'm like,
Oh my
see, that's why
gosh, that's
I
so
just told him.
awkward for him. I mean, for you too, but for him. I know. I think, how
So,
old are your kids again? Okay, so your son's 14, and then how old is your daughter?
Maddie's 11.
11. Okay, okay.
Yeah. So, there's times, and that's one thing I can call my ex-husband and be like, hey, by the way, Hayden's going through this. Like, you need to.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so hard.
Yeah, it is. I
It's
can
good.
imagine.
I'm glad, and I'm glad you see that you do need, and you do say like, oh, well, I do need that, because there's some people that don't realize like actually that can be detrimental to yourself if you don't
But you can't
ask for
do it
help.
all. You can't and that was your question, how do you juggle it? Like, you can I can't do it. I'm not going to speak for everybody else, but I know and not that I'm limiting myself and telling myself I can't do it, but like I can't. It's too much.
Exactly.
It's if I had, a partner that maybe just provided and I didn't have to work, then for me, piece of cake. I could probably do it all. I don't think I was ever meant to be a stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home mom. Not for me. I can't even,
Not for me
I can't even
either.
make rice. I can't even make rice. I burn that shit all the time. My But I mean,
Right?
it'd be different. It'd be different. I worked my whole life. And it's funny
Hmm.
because I met up with some friends yesterday. We went to a pizza place, and that was my first job. I was like 16 years old. I worked my entire life. So, it's just who I am. And, if I had a partner that did all that, maybe it'd be a little different. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I can't do it alone. I definitely can't. I try, and sometimes I have to, um, out of necessity, but then other things suffer because I, it's just too much for one person.
You know what and I'm not like stereotyping, but do you think it's also because our fathers, like we were raised by Mexican men that were like hard workers and then just
Yes.
always worked? Do you think that's why?
That is
I think so.
that is why. That is why. And I'm the oldest, right? So it's funny because my sisters and I, we are all like we've worked our whole lives. We're very independent. My middle sister is married, and she has a wonderful husband and a wonderful family. But my other sister, she's just like me. She lives alone with her kids. She works. She owns her own home. Like we're like the same person. But yeah,
Right.
very hardworking. Don't complain. Just do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Work hard. Why are you sitting on the couch watching TV? There's a million things that need to be done. So yeah,
Same thing. That's what I grew up with.
yeah,
That is exact. And like my brother, I have a brother, and he is hardworking. He's military, but then like when he's not at base, he works for UPS, and then he's always working, and he works out too. He's fitter than me. Don't forget that.
yeah,
But like since we were kids, my brother's been working since he was like 9, right? With my dad. Like my dad always had him working.
yeah,
And then with me, I was working the summer of my freshman year in high school.
yeah.
But even as a kid, I was always out with mom and dad working.
Working, yeah, doing chores,
No,
pulling weeds, like
yes, feeding los animales, the horses and everything, getting all the chicken eggs early morning before school.
yeah. So when
Early morning.
yeah, Saturday mornings were not to sleep in and watch cartoons. No, it was to work, to get things done around the house. And I think we were raised in a very masculine way. Like,
Oh yeah,
I
that's
my
so
dad
true.
raised us like boys, and so I think that that's so true. And I'm really glad you brought that up because it's something that is it's we're conditioned that way. Yeah, but very raised in a very masculine way, very, and I'm not
It's
afraid
so
to get my hands dirty, and that I joined the
yeah,
military, so yeah, of course. And
I
your
agree.
job as a first responder, so yeah, I think it's 100%, I think, a big reason why.
And see, that's the thing. I think that is a big impact, is how we were raised. I was just like that just came to thought. Like, is that because both our fathers were, they're Mexican, they
Mexican,
work
yeah,
hard, no TV.
yeah.
Like TV's not, and for me to this day, Jane, TV's not a thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. And I had to rest 2 weeks ago when I got really sick. I had to rest. I was not allowed to do anything, work, not even do computer work for 4 days. I'm like, I'm the hell I'm watching TV. No,
Yeah.
I had to make myself. I was reading, and then so I wouldn't go stir crazy. I watched a couple episodes. I watched Mobland, and I was excited about that. But then after my 4 days were up and resting, I'm like, I can never do that ever again.
I
That's the hardest
know.
thing in this.
I know. Yeah, it's so funny. Like, girl, I love that we're having this conversation because it's like, oh, what shows are you watching? I'm like, I don't really watch TV.
Exactly. I always tell people, "Oh, did you see that new what movie? What? Wait, there's another Final Destination?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I
I
watched
wasn't
Matilda
allowed
with Mila like last week because she bullied me. I wanted to show her like Princess Bride, because it was like one of my favorite movies growing up. And she's like, I don't really like that old school movie. So yeah, I watched Matilda like last week.
Oh, I
But
love.
I mean,
I,
we have kids, so we do, we'll watch things like that. But yeah, I'm the same way, girl. That is so fun.
dude,
And it's like you feel guilty if you turn the TV on around your parents. It's like,
that's a real thing. Oh my God. Because my dad was like, no, you have to get up first thing early in the morning. And if you're going to train, because my dad was a boxer and a marathoner as well,
oh
right?
wow.
So if you're going to get up and work out, Mija, you have to get up at 3 in the morning. You have to go work out. That's when you run. If you're going to run, you're running early morning before 4 in the morning, before 5 in the morning. You were
Mhm.
up at 3. And I'm
Yeah.
like, so that's how I was trained. And then you're going to go to work, and then you're going to go to school. Like it was constant. Like there's no time for TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny because I'm like that. Like I'm like, oh shit, it does carry. It does.
Yeah, no, yeah, you nailed it.
Wow.
You freaking nailed it. We have this joke too in our family, and we always, we reminisce about our childhood. But on Saturday mornings, my dad would wake us all up very early, and it probably like 6 or 7 in the morning on a Saturday, and we would have to go outside and pull weeds. It was because my dad was very proud of his lawn, like green grass and the
That is a
trees and
thing.
yeah, right. Like he was so proud of his lawn, and we're out there pulling weeds. And my dad he was probably already awake for hours, before he would wake us up. But we'd be out there working for like 2 hours, come in, have breakfast. And then like noontime came around, right? And my dad would disappear. We're like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? This fool would go in one of the cars and like take a nap because he'd been up for like 6 hours.
No way.
He would hide from us and go take a nap in one of the cars. It
Oh
was so funny.
my
We actually just
God.
brought this up like recently. Like you would go take a nap, we're all awake now.
Oh my God. Oh my God. See, that's so funny. And I love that you said about the lawn because with my dad, that was his thing. So my dad had a big garden, huge. I mean, like a huge, huge garden that was like insane. And then my dad loves flowers, and he
Oh.
had so many flowers. And we lived out in the country, and his flowers were actually so well known that photographers would around
Oh,
and like actually come down to the valley just to take photos of his garden and his flowers. And
wow.
he was so proud, but man, I was out there pulling weeds and shit, and I was like dying in the sun. And if I
Yeah,
go take a water break, yeah, I'm already lazy.
I know.
And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
what the hell?
That is a real freaking thing, girl. Yes, I empathize. I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, it was us was just a regular lawn, but I mean, yes, girl, weed eater, weed all that shit, man.
Dude, I can't even explain how many terrible sunburns I had. And
Yeah,
no, I'm having water, Dad.
yeah, I know, right? I'm
Mija, no, there's no
parched.
time for that. There's no time for that, Mija. We're having lunch at noon. What the heck? I'm hungry.
You're all 6 years old, dying.
Girl, I've been pulling weed since I was like walking.
Uh-huh. Yep. I'm not afraid of pulling weeds. That's so funny. That is so funny.
It's the
Man, you just
craziest.
unlocked like a core memory for me for real.
And it's funny because like I think that's what that has a lot to do with like us being independent. Like we work hard.
Yeah.
And I'm actually really grateful for it. I'm so grateful. I am so
Oh
grateful for
yeah,
it.
our work ethic is unmatched.
Mhm.
Unmatched.
And that's what people are always like, damn, you work so much. Damn, you're working on this now. Damn, you're doing a first responder gig and you're also volunteering at the sheriff's or like constant. Oh, and your mom, like, dude, no, this
Yeah.
is like nothing. Like, I enjoy all this freaking work because if I don't do it, I'm gonna go insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna be at home watching TV. Just like,
Exactly.
you
It,
want me in a mental institute? That's what will put me in a
uh-huh.
mental
Yeah.
institute.
No, I know. I know. And
You
I mean,
know,
you could say we're workaholics, and I don't see it. I don't have see it with like a negative connotation, because
right.
there's nothing wrong with working hard, and that's that's all you with your fitness, especially. I know you're so dedicated, and you are an amazing coach, and your results. I mean, girl, you're a baddie. Okay.
Thanks,
But I mean, the
girl.
work ethic too is also such a good example. The fitness is important. Don't get me wrong. I think because it's our health, and I think that's
Hmm.
one of my biggest flexes is that I'm going to be 45 years old, and I don't wake up with like joint pain, or my back hurts, or my wrists hurt, my knees, like that's
Right.
knock on wood. I think that's health is first and foremost, but also I think working really hard and not being afraid of working to achieve the goals that you want is also a really good example for our children. I think,
I love that.
yeah,
It's so true, Jane. And I actually that had been weighing on my mind a lot. I've always been closer to my dad. So like I know I want to like cook for my significant other. I will do that. I want to do all that stuff. I'm gonna tell you what I did yesterday. This is for the world's gonna hear this. So daddy's girl, like my dad needed help hauling like with the chain another vehicle, right? And he asked my mom. My mom's like, I'm not gonna do that because she's not gonna do that.
yeah,
She's gonna stay in the house.
yeah, yeah,
Not me. Okay, Dad, I'll help you. I have 40 minutes before I have to leave town, so I'll go help you. So I did, and I'm hauling a truck, pulling it with the chain. Mija, okay, stop. Like I helped him. I'm not afraid to get my hands and feet
yeah,
dirty. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna help. I'm gonna work hard. Doesn't matter what it is, Jane. Like in every aspect,
yeah,
like in helping people, helping my parents. Like, and I did post that last night. I was like, if you don't want to get your hands and feet dirty, then you're gonna not grow. You're not gonna grow.
yeah,
And I think a lot of people are afraid to work. A lot of people are, but there's nothing wrong with getting your hands and feet dirty. So that's why I'm like, I'm grateful. And I'm grateful, like, That's awesome. Like you feel, like we know that work ethic. We know what
Mhm.
our fathers instilled in us. And
Yeah.
I'm like, it's something to be grateful for. And it's not a negative thing. It's not. It's actually a really good thing because we know it takes hard work to get to those goals
Right.
and
Yeah.
achieve.
And the chief. Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. And it's my mom was also a stay-at-home mom for a long time. She eventually went back to work when my sisters and I were in high school. And she went back to work and she actually went back to school. Um, but it's it's a different generation, girl. It's a different time. You know what I mean? It's a different time. And, you know, I'm going to just be very, very honest. If I met a man that could 100% provide, I ain't fucking working. Fuck that. You're going to catch me at Pilates, girl.
Pilates, girl. There goes Jane doing the damn
Well,
Pilates.
I'm like,
There she
I'm not a
goes.
loan officer anymore. I'm kidding. It would be, you know what? I mean, I would work because I wanted to, not because I had to. But
Mhm.
I think I would, even though I was raised that way because my parents modeled that to me. And
Right.
I had to be independent out of necessity. But I
Yes.
think I could step into that role. I could. So, men, if you're watching, I can't cook, obviously, but I can learn. But
She will learn if she has to.
if I
She
have to, buy me
will.
a rice cooker. I got you. I got you. No, but I
Rice
think
cooker.
I could transition into that role. I think I could.
I love it.
I think deep down inside, my inner child is a very soft, feminine, girly that
Oh,
wants to be taken care of, like my dad took care of us, you know. But
yep.
ahorita I'm a fucking killer. Ahorita.
Yeah. And that's how I feel because like I love to bake everything from scratch. Everything. I love baking. Like
What do you
that's my
make?
thing.
What do you?
Oh, homemade cheesecakes, raspberries,
Ooh,
white chocolate, homemade
ooh,
pudding cakes, cookies of all kinds,
yum.
rolls. Just so I love to bake, Jane. Like it's a thing. I like to give people diabetes, but yet I like to stay fit and keep people fit. Like there's no gray. Here's your diabetes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting fit. No, but I do. I actually I've actually been people request for me to bake for them. I do a lot
Oh,
of
that is
yeah,
so cool.
and like for family events and stuff or auctions before like bake. Yeah,
Oh,
I love to bake. And
nice.
so like I would love to do that and I like to cook like certain things. It has to be healthy. It
Yeah,
has to be healthy.
yeah.
But like I can cook. I'm a better baker though.
Oh, can
I'm
you
a
make
better
tortillas?
baker. I made them one time.
I can make the,
Maddie does
the
that.
circles are like lopsided, but I can make tortillas. Yeah,
Oh,
my mom taught us when we
that's
were
all that
little.
matters, girl. Boom. Ring on your finger. You know how to make tortillas? You're golden.
And I flip them with my bare hands too.
Oh, damn. Maddie does. She's gonna be a great, like,
Really? Oh,
she
wow.
makes home
That's
tortillas.
impressive. She's not afraid to burn her hands. That's impressive.
She's been making them since she was like 3. Like, this girl's insane, but like my mom taught her.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I made them one time when I lived in California, and I was really proud of myself. But that was the last time because I was like, "Oh hell, this is a lot of no, no, we're good." I'd rather make not the flour tortillas, but the maíz corn
Oh,
tortillas.
oh, okay, okay.
I
We
can
didn't
make
eat those that much. I think we would eat them like twice a year. We were more of the
yeah.
harina. Yeah,
It was always the harina because like my mom, she's from New Mexico, and like it was always just that.
yeah,
And then like my dad liked her tortillas, but I like twice a year would be the maíz, the corn
oh
tortillas,
yeah.
and I like to make the maíz. I used to do it more. I used to I used to be domesticated back in the day. You know, I was a stay-home wife and mom, and I was super domesticated. Made tortillas de maíz. I used to cook all the time, pack lunches. Yeah, now I'm just independent
Yeah,
and meal prep.
you had little tricks up your sleeve. That's
But
what,
I still know how to do
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah,
I can be domesticated.
yeah. But I wanted to,
Absolutely.
earlier when you asked me, like also advice that I would give, like, a mom that's trying to juggle all those things, especially when you have like a demanding career. I think also, you have to believe in yourself, man. You
Oh
have
yeah.
to believe in yourself. You have to tell yourself that you can do it. You have to praise yourself. You have like how you view yourself, I think also is key because if you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I can't, I have so much like mindset is everything. Believe in yourself. You can do hard things. You can do more than what you think you're capable of doing. Um, and just envision those things, manifest those things for yourself, do the hard work, and you can do more than what you think you can do. You can get up early and go to the gym. You can, you know, you can, and you can, not juggle, but like you can maintain, you can be the CEO of your house. That's what I say. I'm the CEO of my house. You can do those things if you believe you can do it. If you have that positive mindset, you can do more than what you think you're capable of doing. I think that's also
I love
super
that.
important.
I love that you said that, Jane. That is the best way to end this. Like you are absolutely right. The way you view yourself, the way you see yourself is how the world's going to view you, how your goals are going to come to light. It is. It's important. So I love that. That's perfect. CEO of your life and your house.
Yeah. Yeah, of
Heck
course.
yeah. Well, Jane, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, I had
This
so
has
much
been great.
fun. I love you,
Fun.
Andy.
I
Thank you
love
so much. Yeah, it was great. It was great. Thank you so much. And we will be in touch. And I really appreciate you having me on. I'm honored.
Thank you so much. Love you, girl. We'll be in
You
touch.
too.
You have
Bye-bye.
a good one.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.